Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the OR News broadcast. It is 6 o'clock, and that means it's now time for our daily English Flash News edition. And as usual, I'm Daniel Cook, your host, Monday through Saturday at 6 p.m. In today's news, the presidents of the southeastern European countries gathered together for the final day of the SEECP summit today, in which they all expressed the need for peace and good relations in order for the Balkan countries to advance toward the EU. The first message was conveyed by the president of Albania, Bujar Nishani. Mr. Nishani highlighted the importance of the regional cooperation and good neighborly relations, which he thinks will guarantee peace and stability in the region. He said, "We are aware of the fact that good relations are a prerequisite for the integration of all the Balkan countries into the EU. President Nishani also commented on the events that took place in Kumanov, saying that this situation showed how fragile the stability in the region really is. He went on, "We condemn the violence in Kumanov and we express our condolences to the families of those who lost their lives, hoping for no further escalation of the violence. I appeal for a clarification of this situation, and at the same time, I underline the importance of the Ohrid Agreement," said President Nishani. The president of Bulgaria had this to say, "The recent activities in Macedonia have showed the need to affirm our support for the independence and territorial integrity of the country. Bulgaria will work on a statement to reaffirm the principle of respecting national borders. We do not want wars in the Balkans. We want peace and stability. We do not want a change of the boundaries. We want the borders to be no longer visible. We want the sovereign choices of the people of the Balkans to be respected," the president of Bulgaria said. Greece and Macedonia were both represented by their vice prime ministers, and both requested more dialogue in the Balkan region. The Greek vice prime minister had this to say, "The European perspective of the countries of the region should be a driving force for overcoming the challenges we have by relying on the good neighborly relations and regional cooperation. Outdated nationalist practices should not take place in the Eastern Europe, which is going to be fully integrated into the EU. The Macedonian vice prime minister said, "The policy of good neighborliness in the region is the only option. As a country, we are willing to dedicate all of our efforts to overcoming our differences and meeting the political and economic challenges." The Serbian Prime Minister Aleksandar Vuçić will be arriving in Tirana tomorrow for an official visit. He's expected to arrive at around 11 o'clock in the morning, and the police have announced that several roads in the capital will be blocked off to traffic. The police are informing the public that the Rinas Chafe-Keshar Road, the Durrës Road, the Skanderbeu Square, and the Mother Teresa Square will all be blocked. They have also announced that there will be no parking allowed near the Serbian embassy. They will be considering any vehicle in the area of the Serbian embassy as a threat, and drivers are advised to steer clear of the area. The Serbian Prime Minister will be received by his Albanian counterpart Edi Rama at around 11:30 for an official ceremony at the Palace of Brigades. Afterwards, both Prime Ministers will be giving a joint press conference. Mr. Vuçić will also meet with President Bujar Nishani, the Assembly Speaker Ilir Meta, and the Mayor of Tirana, Lozim Basha. He will attend the Economic Summit of the region on May 28th, which will be held in Tirana. This will be the first time that a Serbian Prime Minister has visited Albania. In today's Law Commission, the members discussed the process of legalization. The Commission approved the proposal that all those who constructed their buildings after the year of 2009 will be given the right to enter the legalization process. The changes to the law were presented by the head of the legalization agency, Artan Lame. According to him, about 60,000 buildings are expected to be included in this process. The fact that the bill is being discussed so close to the local elections sparked some debate in the Commission because the opposition MPs consider this to be an electoral issue. The Commission also discussed the bill on forgiveness of debt in the health and social insurance sectors. The Democratic MP Ohrid Bulukbashi said that this law was only brought up by the majority in order to win more votes. But this was denied by the Socialist MP Bashkim Fino, who said that the bill has been on the table since March. The legal changes on these two issues were adopted only with the votes of the majority. In today's Commission of Social Issues, there were harsh debates about an embezzlement scandal involving 1.5 billion lek of medical compensation money, which was denounced by Sali Berisha some weeks ago. The Democratic MPs accused the Minister of Health of corruption and of destroying the healthcare system. They blamed Mr. Vuçiç for the poor quality of the medicine that is being sold in the country. The Commission expressed support for the agreement that was reached with the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. The agreement involves the reconstruction of the pediatrics hospital and 7 regional hospitals. The agreement was somewhat less welcome in the Commission of Foreign Policy and caused some debate between the MPs. The Democratic MP Aldo Vuçiç said that the 32 million euro loan is absurd, as the government has spent 120 million euro from the state budget already for a free checkup for the citizens. According to him, this is all a propaganda tactic to gain support in the electoral campaign. The World Bank has published its latest strategy report for Albania for the years of 2015 through 2019. The report indicates that Albania is still one of the poorest countries in Europe. Vuçiç is the poorest district in Albania, in which 22% of the population lives below the poverty level. Vuçiç is followed by Fier and Leja. The report praised the reforms made by the government in the past 18 months. However, it identifies the key challenges of returning the fiscal balance and maintaining financial stability, which is further aggravated by significant risks in the energy sector. Additionally, the report states that weak legal state caused by selective implementation of the law poses a serious danger for the government. The following is a quote from the report. Despite the recent improvements, institutional and governmental constraints and the prevalence of corruption have a negative impact on the private sector and on the unemployment level. The unemployment level is increased by low participation and inadequate skills in the labor market. Unequal access to basic public services has a disproportionate impact upon the poor. The report goes on to say that the main program focused on poverty relief needs wider coverage and better targeting. Today marked the 90th anniversary of the creation of the State Supreme Audit as an independent institution. In honor of this anniversary, a special ceremony was held in the Assembly today. The Assembly Speaker, Ilir Meta, made the statement that the State Supreme Audit is a constitutional structure, and he gave his assurance that it has organizational and functional independence. Meta praised the creation of this State Supreme Audit 9 decades ago and the progress it has made during these past years. He said, "The constructive relations between the institution and the Albanian Parliament give it additional value. We encourage the SSA to continue with its consolidation of the European standards," said Mr. Meta. The chairman of the SSA, Bujar Leskaj, said that their goal is to have a more professional auditing team. Mr. Leskaj said that the SSA will continue to serve the public interest, with its main mission being the fight against corruption. State ministers, MPs, and representatives of the media and business sectors attended the ceremony, celebrating the 90th anniversary of the State Supreme Audit. That concludes our news for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for choosing Aura News as your source for English updates. Please join us again tomorrow at the same time. Thanks, and have a great night.